Nintendo, one of the greatest console makers out there on the planet, seems to really dislike and hate modders of their games.
Wait, okay, okay, there's a bomb floating in midair. I've got somebody I can't see.
Oh, that's me. I'm the person you can't see then.
Well, this story today brings you forward to the Breath of the Wild. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild game was one of the greatest successes in the recent years for Nintendo games. It saw a giant version or a giant part of the gamers unite to this game and play the absolute crap out of it. But someone decided they wanted more. Someone decided they would put a $10,000 bounty to create a mod that would allow you to play it in multiplayer, and someone succeeded. Now Nintendo has taken this to light.
Oh, and we got a bomb from Trey. Sets up another one for Sandwich. He gets up and gets the double time.
This story comes from us from Games Radar. This Zelda Breath of the Wild multiplayer mod is so good that Nintendo taking down videos of it, which is just absolutely insane. You can see on Mr. Point Crow here that his videos, he's gotten strikes, he's gotten restricted access to a lot of the Zelda content he's put up on YouTube. Now, the clips I took were from Twitch in that particular order. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild now has an online multiplayer thanks to YouTuber Point Crow and a dedicated group of modders, but Nintendo already trying to take action to stop it publicly. Back in November 2021, Point Crow offered a $10,000 bounty. The link here is gone because it's been taken down thanks to the cease and desist from Nintendo, for any modder to team up in task of implementing multiplayer of Breath of the Wild. By July 2022, modders Alex Mangi and Sweet had claimed the bounty and gone to work for Point Crow, developing the mod to the point where publishing lengthy gameplay demonstrations of it in action. On April 4th, the mod that finally became available publicly through his Discord. Within days, Nintendo had begun issuing copyright strikes against Point Crow's videos promoting the mod. After an appeal, Point Crow said on Twitter that these videos are still visible for you to watch, however, they are not monetized. I went to his channel, they are not there. Hopefully Nintendo releases these claims as I significantly transform their work and my videos fall under fair use. This definitely comes down to the point of where does fair use and right to mod at this point, like the right to repair in a lot of situations, is out there. Are you not allowed to sit there and mod a game? In the hours since Point Crow made that tweet, one of his mod videos, the original from July 2022, had gone missing again with the message that gone due to copyright claim. They have an embedded link here. Video unavailable. This video contains content from Nintendo, who has blocked it on copyright grounds. This is insane. This is insanity. Someone's gone out of their way to put in a ton of hard work to transform a game into a multiplayer game, much like how we see Super Smash Brothers or something like that, but on the scale that it's on an open world of The Legend of Zelda. This is an amazing game when it comes down to it. I wish I could play it. I don't own a Switch, but it's something that I would have played a long time ago if I had it. The mod itself is still available, and while it doesn't quite match what you'd fully expect from a full-featured multiplayer version of Breath of the Wild, it is still very impressive. The mod worked through the Wii U emulator, so this is once again attacking emulation, SEMO, and supports up to 32 players through a variety of game modes. Now, emulation has been something Nintendo has struck down and tried to take down lots, but the courts have always come back and said no, emulation's allowed as long as it's not on the same platform. Because they're doing an emulator through their PC, it kind of converts that. Emulation is a very sketchy ground when it comes to copyright, when it comes to cease and desist, when it comes to Nintendo in particular. They are known for taking people down over emulation if you are making any sort of revenue off of it. So it's very interesting because I think in order to get this mod, all you have to do is join the guy's Discord and it's there. I don't believe that he's making any revenue off this. In fact, he actually paid people to help him make this mod. So it's very interesting in that sense. You can run around Hyrule together, completing in-game missions, or take advantage of the sandbox for alternative types of multiplayer fun. And that clip there that I showed was where they could combat each other. The limitations are all about world sync. Different players will be able to see each other as you'd expect, but enemy positions and AI states don't currently line up, so you'll sometimes see players fighting enemies that don't appear engaged to you. So that's the difficulties of making this mod and going online. The developers are still working on the mod and naturally intend to implement those kinds of features. While Nintendo's not making another official multiplayer Zelda game anytime soon, but at least we've got Tears of the Kingdom on their way, which is the new Legend of Zelda game that's coming out there. So if we go over to Eric Pointcrow's Twitter, you can see he's got links to both his Twitch and YouTube channels, and you can see how many things Nintendo has actually claimed and struck on this guy over the last few years. This is insane, and for some reason, somehow, he's pissed off Nintendo to the point where they will strike his channel, they will claim his information and claim his fair use stuff, from my understanding. And this has been an ongoing point for quite a long time with Nintendo. There, for the longest time, Nintendo wouldn't even allow you to stream any Nintendo game on YouTube, and they released that, they let that go. But it seems they still have a point here that they're going after Eric Pointcrow. This isn't just for him, though. There's other people like Crotin here. Nintendo just nuked 10 of my streams, 2 of them on videos off the face of the platform. No answers, no content, just copyright removal. And one of these videos have literally nothing to do with mods and is simply a Zelda challenging run. A few of these are just speed running for this stuff. So it's very, very interesting to see Nintendo still create that ire against people that want to stream their game and create free advertising for their game. Back quite a while ago, I used to actually stream on Twitch before I moved over to YouTube. This was years ago, like we're talking years. But I used to play The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past randomizer, and I used to enjoy watching these randomizers. They're a modded version of the game. And now I've never heard of that game being taken down. And now it seems very similar to what is going on here, where a modded version of a game, because they've gone to multiplayer, has caught in the ire of Nintendo. And Nintendo says, no, we cannot allow this for some reason. I don't get it. Nintendo does own the rights to their game, but in this case, you have to now weigh, is it fair use because they've taken the game and converted it to something new, or is it because of their IP, because of their Zelda game is being used in a version of a different version of the game? And that's where it comes down to the likeness, the IP, everything to do with the game. This is kind of like the Dark and Darker situation that we're seeing unfolding from Iron Mace, which I've done a couple videos on, where they have had a cease and desist from the parent company that believes they own the rights to the game or the idea. This is all going to come down to possibly a court battle, or possibly them siding and YouTube siding with the fair use of a video of the game promoting the mod. I'm not sure where this is going to lie. Where do you guys lie on this? What do you think of this one? I think Nintendo is a little bit out to lunch here because of the advertising will pay for their game in the long run. So I find it very hard to believe that this modder and this streamer wants to do any harm, any actual reputable harm towards Nintendo. I think everything here is a boon, but now Nintendo taking it down, we're getting the Streisand effect, and everyone's going to be talking about it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I've been your proud Canadian Phoenix, Cinder Shadow. Have yourselves a great day.